What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Game Over Greggy Show. I am one of your hosts, Greg Miller, alongside the producer/seducer,
It
Nick
threw you off there
Scarpino.
for a second,
It
didn't
did,
it?
because you're not right there for me to touch.
I like you. You can
I like you too.
You got a long wingspan.
But you got to do like this and push Carboni out of the way, and then you touch it like this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Carboni doesn't mind.
Yeah, no. Over here, Anthony Carboni. Returning guest, Anthony Carboni.
Woo! Returning champion. What's up?
Still drinking your gruel.
Yeah, what
Drinking
is this?
all my
What's this?
space powder.
There's a couple things going on here that I don't appreciate. One,
Sure.
you kept the sticker on that. That bothers me.
Do you know what? It looks
Yeah,
like,
what's
do you
that
know
one?
why? It looks like one of those stickers that's going to be hard to get off. And if there's one thing I hate more than a sticker on something I own, it's that sticker gunk.
The residue.
Sticker gunk.
Yeah.
I think you just want people to know that this is a blender bottle brand product.
It is.
BPA free genuine.
That's right.
And you want?
I ain't going to have that
Love
cancer
Genuine.
leaching
Ride
into
that
my
pony.
skin. I ain't going to have the aliens listening to my thoughts or whatever the fuck it is
That's what
we don't
BPAs
use
do.
BPA for. I don't know.
Over here, the pride of Long Island, Colin Moriarty.
Did you know I'm from Long Island?
I did know that. It's more interesting when you meet somebody who's from Long Island that you didn't know that about. 'Cause
I'm
they
from
didn't talk about
Coram.
it all the time.
Are you really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Coram, New York. Yeah.
I'm from Brookhaven.
No shit.
Yeah, that's so weird. Coram's right next to Brookhaven.
Yeah. It's the
Jesus.
Selden
Here we
Center
go.
Each metropolitan area.
Yeah, I had no idea.
I was only there until I was like 7. I'm
Oh.
not like, yeah.
Very interesting.
Yeah, right?
See, he got out and made something
Your
of himself.
eyes
That's why he doesn't have
just
to promote
perked
himself
up.
Center
around.
Riches. What?
Yeah,
Yeah,
eyes just perked up so much.
I had no idea. I had no idea.
You've never liked Anthony Carboni till right now.
No, now I like Anthony Carboni.
All of a sudden we get along like gangbusters.
Over there, the pure one, Tim Gettys.
Do you know what the date is right now?
In real life or in the life of people
in real
watching
life,
this video?
not on the day that this video is going live.
The 9th.
Today's December 9th. That was P.
Oh, I know what this is going to be. Go ahead.
Do you?
Yeah, 2
Oh.
years, right?
This is the 2-year to the day anniversary of the Game Over Greggy show.
No shit!
It's crazy.
Wow.
It's crazy.
Congratulations, guys. That's awesome.
Back then, Anthony Carboni wouldn't give us the time of day. Now he's a 2-time guest.
There
That's
we go.
right. That's
Things
right.
happen. Things were different then.
Fortunes change, my
love-
friends.
I love when you
People
rock the
rise
mic.
and they fall.
I like this a lot. I have a stick mine. Wait, hold on. Rise and fall.
Yeah, man.
Who rose and who fall?
I don't know.
Are you coming down to our level or?
I think
We going up to
I think
your
we
level.
passed like 2 ships.
Okay.
No, you guys have always been kind of faces of different things. So
Sure,
you've always
faces
been kind of
different
up here.
things. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like to think
You're
that we're
face
all
of
growing
things.
together.
You are a face
Yeah.
of a lot of
We're all
things.
growing together.
A lot of
I think it was like a nice
Me?
little
Yeah.
we met somewhere and now we're just like
Now we're
lovers
besties.
in a
Yeah,
dangerous
yeah.
We
space.
just move.
Great
Yeah.
game.
Don't be pimping games.
But they're good games.
It is a good game. If you didn't know, each and every week the Game Over Greggy show comes to you on Friday over on patreon.com/kindafunny. When you toss us a few bucks, if you have no bucks to toss, you head over to youtube.com/kindafunny, where we break it up topic by topic, day by day, before we post the entire show for free as an MP3 and video. What is the show? It's simple. 4, sometimes 5 best friends gather around this table. Each bring a random topic of discussion for your amusement.
I know it's been a couple weeks. But you still kind of smell like Jeff Keighley.
When you are in the air of video game royalty and become the trending gamer, it sticks with you.
When do you two have to fight to the death, by the way?
No. That's not
Probably
how it works.
soon.
No.
It is.
Probably.
No.
I thought it was a Highlander situation.
No,
It's not a
that's
Highlander
awesome.
I'm
situation.
excited about it.
No,
You
it's
get the
that's
knowledge
not
of
how it
Cosmos?
works.
I don't know.
Anthony Carboni.
Seems like a Highlander situation.
No,
He threw you off of your intro, which
I know.
threw me off of the
The table.
I was like,
you didn't think
shit.
I'd get back to the table,
Oh, I
pound,
was
but I
worried.
did.
I was worried,
Luckily,
but I
I've
had
only
to-
been
I had
doing
to
it for
be there.
2 years.
Yeah.
So when I mix paragraphs up, I can get back to them. No
I never
big
missed
deal.
one.
He's a pro.
I'm never planning on missing one, Greg. Thank you.
Now back to your point. I like to think that when it comes to like video game people and whatever, Jeff right now is the emperor.
Yes.
And I get to be Vader. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Like
okay.
he still outranks me by quite a bit, but I'm the one out there doing the dirty work, getting the awards and stuff. But he's off in the wings, shooting lightning at his hands.
Yeah. He's the puppet master.
He's like lightning Konami to death over there.
Does that mean Kevin gets to beat Darth Maul?
He's too Canadian and benevolent to be the emperor, though. Like, he's
sure.
the nicest guy in
Well,
the world.
I'm a nice guy too.
Well, but you're kind of a Vader.
No,
I am
got
kind of
it.
a Vader.
You're a
I
little
do
bit of an
hate.
egomaniac.
I do
so-
hate sand.
He could turn at any moment.
Anthony
Lord.
Carboni. Topic number 1 is who the hell is Anthony Carboni? Because
Wow.
I was looking back at the
Broad
last
topic.
Game Over Greggy show you were on, and we brought you in as a guest. Colin was gone. You were here. You were talking, and we talked about your wedding, but we didn't give like I don't know your origin story. I don't know how you got to where you are now, because you for the longest time you're just some
doomed
kid.
planet, last hope, kindly farmers.
Tale as old as time.
Yep.
But no, it's one of those things where I remember you always being around, and then you just started getting bigger and bigger and bigger and more popular, and now you're hosting the premiere of Star Wars.
Yeah, that happened.
So
at the time
dial
this
me-
came, at the time this is coming out, that happened.
Yeah.
Right
For you,
now,
it hasn't happened.
For me, it has not happened, and I'm freaking out about it. Are
you really?
But yeah, sure. Yeah, it's a big deal.
Sure,
What
but
does that entail?
You're a pro. You're a pro.
Yeah, of
Yeah,
course.
walk us through this. You walked me through
Okay.
it a little bit earlier, but this is a fascinating thing that you've committed yourself to doing.
And
Sure.
time out before the show goes any further. I'm sorry. I want you to. You're the guest, so you get to tell me. Do I have pit stains? I'm wearing a gray shirt. Am I all
bit.
pitted out
Not
and
yet,
gross?
but you
No?
will. But I can tell that you will by the end
It's
of it.
Because it's hot in here.
I specifically
You doubled
put on an undershirt because I knew I would have pit stains by the end of this. That's why I'm a
See,
pro, and
I'm
that's why
gonna
I'm
be-
hosting the
you
Star
got-
Wars
yeah.
red carpet
Get on the mic.
because I
Kevin's yelling at you.
know when the pit stains are coming. No, I live in constant fear of that. I had pit stains all through PSX. If you go back and you watch my interviews, I'm doing like robot arms, like T-Rex arms.
Yeah,
That
yeah,
makes
yeah.
it worse though.
Just
It
like,
makes it
oh, it's
bad.
so good of you to come. Like trying to shake hands with people halfway across a couch with
That
like
looks
tiny
nasty.
Toy
You should see
Story.
it from my perspective, this looks erotic, oddly erotic.
I'm sorry, the question was what?
Did I have pit stains? We've covered a little bit.
Great.
Kevin,
Yeah.
at some point, I want you
Topic
to-
number one,
I want you to
pit
army
stains.
crawl over and you can get me one of the black shoe. Hey, sure, it's extra large. Number 2, though, what does hosting the Star Wars premiere entail?
So as of right now, it's all sort of up in the air. But I know this much. I know that we are getting out there pretty early in the day. I believe that we go out at 4 because people are already lining up. People have
Right now.
People started lining
On
up
December
12
9th.
days. Yeah, they started lining up about 2 days ago, and they already have tickets. Like tickets are all pre-purchase. But it's one of those things where they just want to be there while the red carpet is happening. They want to be there the moment the door opens. They want to hang out together, dressed as Mandalorians. Most
Yes.
of them are Mandalorians right now.
Got it.
70% Mandalorian right now, probably 20% Stormtrooper, and then an assortment of other characters. But they're
Is
all.
there any Wattos, do you think?
I would dress.
I hope so.
Fuck yes, there needs to be a Watto. Did you know Watto's
It's
my
probably
favorite Star
Brian.
Wars
It's probably
character?
Brian Altano.
Out there in gray face paint.
So we're gonna get there a little bit early. It's gonna be me and Andy Gutierrez from StarWars.com and David W. Collins, who is a voiceover actor who plays basically every classic character in all of the Star Wars animated stuff. Like if somebody isn't available or can't come back for the animated, like David can do their voice. He's
Nice.
amazing. I think he's also Han Solo in those radio plays that they put out every year at Star Wars Celebration. So he's good. He does all the stuff. He does all of the things. So it's gonna be the 3 of us, and we are literally a stage on the red carpet. And as everybody is coming into this premiere, people who are involved with the movie, celebrities who have been invited to the premiere, anybody who is there, Andy and I and David interview them as they go in. And it's going to be live streaming on StarWars.com, which is crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy. We will fuck this up. Something will go wrong.
Oh, of course,
Because
but
it is
that's
live.
just live.
Yeah, that's
programming,
just
though.
live.
You can't put that on you.
I say that to set myself free.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
always say that before I do a live thing. I'm like, I will fuck this up in some way. And then I go out and I do the thing.
I've been associated with a number of live products. And
I
of
thought
course
you were going to
this-
say a number of fuck-ups.
Oh no! Well, I'm getting to that. This business notwithstanding, because
You were the face of the bullet blender for a while, right?
It was, yeah.
Yeah.
That was me.
Those were excellent commercials. It was you and Brooke Hogan.
I also used to be Billy Blanks' personal assistant.
Wow.
Yeah, I did his abs.
Wow.
You
You
did
did
his
those
abs.
Yeah, I
abs.
used to do his abs all the time.
You're the man behind the abs.
Just make them up.
You're the
Cut 'em
Emperor
up a little bit.
Palpatine of Billy Blanks'
I am
abs.
What's funny is I had Jean-Claude Van Damme on my mind, but Billy Blanks came out for some reason. I don't know why. No, but I mean, look, we've done a lot of live stuff. It always goes wrong. It's not when.
Yeah.
It's not if. It's when. That's the way it goes. But just have fun.
Yeah,
Have
of
fun.
course.
I mean,
It's-
I enjoy watching.
It's
you
going to be
fuck up.
huge.
But here's the thing: you didn't fuck up this. You did the other Star Wars one too. I saw you interviewing J.J. Abrams.
Yeah.
You didn't fuck
What's
that
he
one
smell
up.
like?
Yeah. They,
Yeah, what does he smell like?
Does he smell like gold?
he smells like success.
Yeah,
He smells like success and just a little bit of hair product. Not too much hair product.
the right amount.
You know what I mean? The right
The
amount
right
of hair
amount of
product.
hair product.
Rain those curls in.
Mhm.
That's what he smells like. No, that was amazing. That was an amazing time, and I was. That's another thing. Like when I say I'm nervous or I'm gonna fuck it up, I mean that's just like. I'm nervous because it's so exciting. You
Sure,
know what I mean?
sure.
This is such a it is a positive nervousness. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like it feels like throwing a surprise party for a friend or something. Like
Sure.
like will we pull this off? This is gonna be so amazing. I can't wait for this moment, sort of thing.
But your friend is Han Solo.
My friend is Han Solo now.
Yeah.
What's
and
up?
Chewy.
So now we know that. Great. Here's where you are right now.
Yeah.
Pin in that. Dial me back about 28 years.
Wow.
You're in Yonkers, New York.
Yonkers, yeah, that's me. Yes, it's me and Robert De Niro, and it's a period piece about the blue collar. No, I guess I started doing stuff. Like the first thing I did that kind of got me started my career path was I did Attack of the Show for a week. You remember when they were looking for a new host for Attack of the Show? They had an open call. I had just moved to New York, bright-eyed and bushy-tailed.
I'm going to make my way in the big city.
I'm going to make my way in the big city. I had just auditioned for the Spider-Man musical.
You did not.
Yep.
You
first time. The first time they tried to bring it out. Remember, they were trying to bring it out for like over 10 years before it happened. And I moved to the city and I got like some weird agent that sent people on cattle calls all the time. And he's like, you look like what they're looking for. Go audition for the Spider-Man musical. Couldn't sing, couldn't dance. But I went and I did it. It was a crushing experience.
I'm sorry. We got to stop there.
Yeah, fuck the topic about who are you. I want to know all about the Spider-Man musical.
This is the same musical that where someone like died, right? Like, didn't someone fall? To
Someone
their
hurt
death?
themselves real bad. But this was, so they were trying to make it for like 10 or 15 years. So when I auditioned for it, I want to say
if there's one property that desperately needs to be a Broadway musical, it's Spider-Man.
I still want to see that musical though, dog.
Well, it
that
was like
sounds crazy.
Attack the light or something.
Yeah.
Turn off the dark.
Turn off the dark.
Turn off the dark.
Sorry, my apologies.
Broadway's
Idiot.
Broadway's Julie Taymor and Bono got together and they were like, I think we got a handle on this Spider-Man thing. If you're gonna pick any two people to retell the story of Spider-Man, probably Julie Taymor and Bono.
Yeah.
It's gotta be a rights thing. Someone was like, "Oh, I just realized that the rights to Broadway Spider-Man are up. Let's get them."
Yeah,
that has to have been it.
something was going on. Something was happening. But yeah, I got sent to an open, like a cattle call, and you had to prepare a monologue, and you had to cold read some lines, and there was like a dance audition, and I didn't know what to. There's like an episode of Friends where Joey pretends he can dance. Have you seen that episode?
Yeah.
That was me.
Okay.
That was me. Like I had to go in and just totally fake it.
What do
And
they
it
do
was a
though? They just
crushing experience.
play in a boombox, and you're supposed to like freestyle it out.
And somebody leads, and they're like, "Okay, this is what we're doing. Keep up." And I'm like, "No, no, absolutely."
You're like,
not.
listen, there's got to be somebody in all of this New York where that just sits around in like at the Daily Bugle. I can do that.
I can do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe I'm not Peter Parker. Maybe I'm like movie Eddie Brock.
I was gonna say, you know this guy in the background who also has a camera that the audience infers as Eddie Brock.
Yeah.
And they expect him the sequel musical.
Smarmy and talentless.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? So yeah, that was my first thing. And I got sent on like Volkswagen commercials when everybody in a Volkswagen commercial was wearing like my glasses and
you
looked
mean
like
now?
me.
Okay.
Yeah. So a lot of that stuff, and I was terrible at all of it. And then they had an open call for Attack of the Show for a guest host because Kevin Rose was leaving. And I went to the open call and I was like, oh, this is the sort of thing I'm supposed to be doing.
Gotcha.
Because the audition was like, you would come in and they were like, we want to talk about internet memes. And I was like, yes, please, let's do it. Or we want to talk about comic books. What do you know about this? They gave me like the SATs for dorks. And I was like, I'm ready. I've been ready my whole
I've been prepping
life.
for this test.
I
my
felt
entire
like
life.
this was my last Starfighter moment, right? Where it was like, this shit was useless, and now I'm the king of the world. So I went out and I did a week of Attack of the Show. It didn't work out. They kind of the three guys that they brought out to sort of be the guest hosts got kind of like, no, sorry, we've decided to go another way. And that's when they got kind of bought by E, and they brought in Olivia Munn and kind of swapped up the show. But I kind of came back and I was like, dude, I want to keep doing this. How do I keep doing this? And so I started an internet show about indie games called Bytejacker, which was pretty big for a little while. Like in the indie community, I mean, this was like 2005, 2006, when it was like, wait a minute, you can download games that weren't made by giant corporations. Like, what are these games? What are they like? And it was just like a review show and like weird sketch comedy show about indie games.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and Revision 3 saw that and moved me out to California, and I, helped them create Rev 3 Games, and then helped them create D News and Hard Science and all the stuff after they got bought by Discovery. And that's basically it.
But then you left that. You left Discovery. You
Yeah.
left San Francisco,
I did.
and you went to LA.
I went to LA.
you
I got a
go-
dog named Dagger.
I got a dog named
It's the
Dagger.
best dog in the
I got
world.
drunk on my birthday and bought a dog with my ex-girlfriend.
Like you do.
Yeah. My ex-girlfriend surprised me with a ride out to wine country on Long Island in the North Fork. And what's up?
Does that
Just silently with the fist up, like I know what's up. We went out to the wineries and we passed a puppy store on the way back.
A puppy store.
And we were blitzed and we had been talking about getting a puppy. And I found Dagger Cannonball Thunderfang, the perfect prince, the most beautiful boy in the world. And
and his Instagram is simply Dagger.
just Dagger.
it's badass.
Was not taken, surprisingly.
Wow.
Yeah, and so we moved Dagger down to LA, me and my fiance, now wife, and kind of struck it on our own. I think it was kind of, when I listen to you guys talk about your thing, I think it was kind of a similar deal where it was like I'd been creating a lot of stuff for a lot of other people, and it was a great time, and I learned a lot. But you kind of get to this point where you're like, oh, this is all I can do here.
Yep.
There's nowhere else for me to go here, and it's kind of a bummer because like these people are, I worked there for 4 years. I mean, those people were like my friends and family, and it's like, but if I stay here, I'll just be doing this forever. And there's nowhere to kind of move up. So kind of had to go,
So when you went down to LA, I mean, did you know that you were striking it out in this, I guess, independent hosting thing? Or did you think that, DLC was going to be the real thing that you're going to focus on?
I think you mean We Have Concerns. DLC is Jeff Kanata's.
Aren't you Jeff Kanata?
Wow.
That's for you, Jeff.
I'll take it.
No.
I mean, I think anybody would take being mistaken for Jeff Kanata.
Good job, Greg.
He's very tall.
He's beautiful. He's
Yeah.
a beautiful man. Those piercing baby blues of his. I just I went down to LA and I was like, okay, well, let's see what happens, because I had already hosted E3 for Sony.
Right.
While I was working at Discovery, which
Sure, that went over well.
it was a little rough to navigate and
You get
negotiate.
dragged into a couple meeting rooms for that one.
Yeah, I mean, everybody was actually very supportive, but it was kind of like, it was more about like, we can't let the mothership know that we're letting you double dip. You know what I mean? Because everybody was very much on my side. They're like, this is a great opportunity. Like,
Yeah.
why wouldn't you do this? How do we hide from the corporate office that you're doing this?
Like, how many people watch that? How many people watch
Not
that?
many people watch
E3,
E3.
not
It's
big
It's
of
not
a
a big
deal.
deal, right?
E3 for Sony is like what? Like 20 people watch that or something?
Yeah, exactly.
There's a couple people in the audience. Too.
It's me and Colin.
Yeah. And then I watch you and Colin at PSX, and we just all watch each other.
Exactly.
No, so I was kind of like, all right, well, the last big chance I took was leaving New York to move to San Francisco, and it worked out great. So, okay, close your eyes and jump. Like, let's see what happens. And after Sony, I got asked by the BBC to host the Doctor Who 50th anniversary, and then, which was like, like I showed up with my own bow tie and celery for my lapel, and they were like I came with celery wrapped in wet paper towels so it would stay fresh, and I was like, this is for my lapel, can you give this to the person doing wardrobe so they know? And they were like, oh, we hired the right guy, thank you. So that happened.
I have no idea what
You
he's
have no-
talking about.
It's for nerds. It's okay.
No, there's quite a few of our people that listen to this that would know exactly what you're talking
Yeah.
about.
I'm
And they're
offended
like,
you
Nick, you're an
didn't-
idiot.
I'm
do you
offended
not
you
know
didn't
that-
know that when you played half of the Doctor Who Lego Dimensions DLC with me. Like, you should be an
To
expert.
be fair, I got stuck in a room and then you fucking left me. You just kept going back in time and leaving me in that room.
I had to go get all the studs. You understand?
You have to get the studs.
Okay.
You have to. Which Doctor do
game,
you
though.
play as predominantly?
Well, in the one, it's pretty much Peter Capaldi.
Okay.
And then if you die in free play, you come back as the other one.
Yeah, but you can go into the TARDIS and be like whoever you want, right?
Sure, but I mean, Capaldi's in the cutscene, so why would, I don't want to break.
Yeah,
I don't want
you
to break the immersion.
continuity.
I don't want to break the immersion.
I get it. I understand. This is supposed to be the one thing we do a week where I don't have to do this.
Yeah, that game's actually really fun, by the way.
It's
yeah,
great. All those Lego games are fun. But yeah, so this stuff's just started popping up out of nowhere. Tara Long and I did a TV show this year. That was all like basically the TV version of the internet show we did, where we do giant science experiments, and I set myself on fire a lot.
Yeah.
So you're like, Kevin, it's perfect.
Yeah, I mean, so things have just sort of like, thankfully, I've been very lucky, and the momentum has been just kind of like it's kept going and it's kept up. So it's been great.
Is it so? What you're saying here sounds very passive. How much are you? I mean, you're out there hustling. Are you making calls every day and going on acting, hosting runs and whatnot and auditions? Are you calling up Jeff when he's doing his super popular podcast DLC and like, hey, stop doing that show?
How do I get that? I call up Jeff and I'm like, how do I get that Dodge commercial money? How do I see my face during football? What's up, Jeff?
Son of a bitch.
Yeah, I mean, Jeff and I have been doing this podcast. But we started that ourselves. We've got a Patreon for that. It's called We Have Concerns, and we do it 3 times a week, and it's kind of just all about like the weird, future-y, science-y, philosophy stuff that we love, but we do it all as like sketch comedy. You were on the show.
Yeah, it was really
You've
good.
been on the show. You
It
know
was
what
fun.
we do. Yeah. It's a
Everyone
good
should go
time.
download it.
Hey. Yeah, so I mean, we do that stuff on our own, and then I've been pitching a lot of TV stuff. TV stuff is slow, man. TV stuff is slow. I mean, that's the thing is like, I think I've been popping up on stuff, but people are like kind of like, oh, what? Every time I show up on something now, people are like, where have you been? What are you doing? Because people have been used to like seeing me every day on D News or something,
Sure,
or every
sure,
day
sure,
on Rev
sure,
3
sure.
Games, and they're like, what do you do now? What's going on? And
Yeah, I can host stuff.
because TV is like, I don't know. We pitch a show, and then like a year and a half later, it's like, I think we'll let you have your show, which is kind of like a pain in the ass.
Sure, because you've moved on.
Yeah, because I'm kind of like, oh really? That thing? Like,
I've got better ideas now.
yeah. So yeah, I mean, so there's a lot of hustle. I mean, I'm starting up doing my own thing again, which is kind of scary, but also awesome.
What does that mean?
I'm gonna be doing on my YouTube channel, which I've been doing some stuff on my YouTube channel all throughout the year. I did like live coverage from PAX and Indiecade, and I've been doing kind of like science videos. I did a video that was pretty big earlier. I guess it was like beginning of the year. That's all about like your brain and video game lag and how much of lag is actually physically hardwired into your body and your brain.
Got you.
Which is a lot.
Yeah.
Like a lot of times when we think something is lag or we think we hit the jump button before we fall in a pit, it's because there's like 120 millisecond delay between your finger and your eyes and your brain. And no, you didn't hit jump. You fucked up.
Tim, that explains the Rock Band problems we were having.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
So I made a whole video about that, but I haven't had a ton of time because I'm like
Doing a million other things.
doing a million other things.
Right.
So yeah, but I'm trying to do more of that stuff. I just started a Patreon for that stuff too, which I'm very excited about. Because you guys know.
What's
like,
the URL? Pimp the URL.
It's patreon.com/acarboni. Hi, how are you?
Good to see you.
I'm putting that up right here. Kevin's putting it up as we
Kevin's
speak.
already got it up.
He's writing it on his graph paper.
Kevin's got it
Kevin's
up.
got it up all right.
Kevin's got it up, and he's rock hard.
Are you writing all those notes in a Moleskine, the fancy notebook of Pablo Picasso? Because you're kind of the Picasso of our times.
Really,
Yeah.
he's the Picasso of like eating.
Wow. What does that even mean?
He's just a beautiful eater. Like
Is
when
it-
I watch him eat, it's like art.
What
I
is
don't
it about
understand it.
his eating that's particularly attractive?
The volume of it, I think. The sheer volume,
Now,
the
by
unadulterated volume.
Now, by volume, do you mean amount of food or noises?
Both.
Wow.
Both. That's what the art is, right? It's both. It's the ability to exist
Kevin's-
in both planes.
There
Kevin's
is-
not a loud eater. He's not. He is a prolific eater. But he's not a
There's the depth and a breadth to his eating that simply cannot be matched.
He took down a chili cheeseburger last night. It was a work of art.
Son of a bitch.
And then he put a milkshake on top of it.
He looked like
And then he
looked like
Snapchatted, fuck yeah, milkshakes, but he only had one milkshake.
Well, I mean, he's showing milkshake solidarity.
Yeah.
He probably
Sure,
loves
sure,
all
sure.
milkshakes.
Yeah.
He
Well,
does
I do.
a lot.
and he's lactose intolerant. That's the other thing.
No,
he puts himself into
Kevin.
I don't let
situations.
my body tell me what to
Wow, you probably should though. When your
Not a
body is
bad idea for you
screaming,
to
when
do
your
that.
body is screaming for help, you listen. Is the thing that I've learned. I don't know.
It's true.
Everybody,
He's fine. He's gonna be okay.
you gotta,
Special guy.
follow your own star. But I don't know how many. I mean, I don't want to get too into it, but like your body cries for help. You drink a milkshake, and then like how long are you in the restroom? Because there's like one restroom between the five of you here.
It's not bad.
Okay.
No, but it's one of those things where Kevin, when it's time, and no matter what he's doing,
I
we're
mean, that's
going.
just how I live my life.
But the problem with
I can
Kevin
go
is he
back.
doesn't let his body tell him anything. But he does let his body tell him that he can only poop at his house. So we could be at Target
I
looking at the
enjoy
Legos,
pooping at
and all of a sudden Kevin's like, "We need to leave. We're driving to my house right now. I need to poop."
Can I tell you something? My instincts, my neuroses tell me to be that guy. My neuroses scream at me every time I have to take a shit in public. My brain goes, just don't though. Just don't. Like, what is it going to take? Do we have to be here? Do we have to stay here? Couldn't we go home? How far away is home? Is it 40 minutes? 40 minutes is nothing. We can hold it. We can hold it. Why should we do this in public? My brain says that to me every time. I just don't want to like That's a slippery slope that ends with me with like jars of pee in my living room and like wearing tissue boxes on my feet.
My
you know what I
body
mean?
has failed me too many times. My body has failed that test too many times.
Yeah.
Well, let's get home. It's like, no.
Yeah, Greg, you of all people, just wherever you're at, just pick a
Bird in the
corner and
hand,
go.
worth two in the bush.
It really is.
I'm going to whatever toilet I see.
Sometimes you got to go in the bush.
That's happening.
Sometimes
Yeah,
I have seen Greg shit in a bush. So and wipe with receipts from his wallet.
Well, I'll tell you what. Here in San Francisco, you can use any noun as a toilet.
I think that's in the bylaws. Of
A person, place, thing, or feeling could be a toilet in San Francisco.
I feel happy. I'll shit in it.
Yeah.
There you go.
I used to live on like right by the 24th and Mission BART when I lived here, and the escalator in the BART station was always broken
of human
fuck,
feces.
because
Yeah.
of human feces stuck in the escalator. What's up, San Francisco?
And you left it all behind to go be a big time TV, internet, everything star. How do you describe yourself to the people you meet now? What's your job title?
My job title, I guess, it's tough. I guess my job title is I host and write things.
Okay.
You know.
That's a good one.
I feel like that's broadening though, because my wife always asks me that. She's like, I have like friends who ask what you do, and I don't ever really know what to tell them. And I'm like,
Producer
"What?"
/ seducer, done.
Yeah, I'm sure that's gonna go over real well with the extended family, with her grandparents back in Holland. I'm like, oh, okay, producer. I'm sure
this impression's going over real well.
They don't listen to the show, but it's hard though, because like, how do you define what we do these days, right? We do some like
Internet personalities.
We are internet personalities, sure. What does that mean? Because then people go porn. They do porn.
Yeah.
Right?
I'm okay
Trust
with
me,
people
male,
thinking
all
that.
male.
No
porn.
one's looking at me going, that guy is porn.
There's one
Watch
thing
his
I know.
porn, sure.
There's one thing I know about porn is that there is a porn for all types. That is very true. Colin and I were
Porn
talking
for
about
all
that earlier.
seasons.
We were talking about just some of the heinous porn that we watch and
Just terrible shit we stumble on.
yeah.
And then
I can't
search
believe
for
I
again.
found this
Crazy.
through this heinous search term I put in.
It's so
computer.
weird. I thought I was heading for a review on a camera I wanted to buy.
That's where it always
so-
starts.
I thought the camera it's the Sony DVDA is what I was looking for, right? It was the DVDA 3000.
Yeah.
No? Is that not it?
I've never
are.
actually looked that up. The DVDA.
No?
No, I've heard the jokes, but I've never looked it up.
I feel like DVDA
Has-
is
have
one of
you
the
guys seen
tamest things you can look up now.
But I mean, have you actually seen that?
I've never seen it. I don't go in for that kind of like wilder shit. Not on that spectrum. There's lots of crazy shit that I go in for, but the idea of like what do they call it, airtight or whatever that shit is, like I just can't do it. I can't go in for that.
They call it airtight?
There's one called airtight.
What does that mean?
Huh.
I don't know what you're talking
I
about.
guess filling
hole.
the openings the most you can to make an airtight seal.
Yeah.
Huh.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Sure, I got you.
I've just never. I don't want to get off on a tangent on porn. That could be its own time.
Well, we
do
were
want to get off
we
on the
were
tangent of
talking
porn.
about
That's the
who
whole
Anthony
idea.
Carboni is, so we've already stumbled off the track.
Very true. Very true.
No, but
Are you looking
seriously,
at me to
talk
keep
a little,
going?
yeah, can't talk a little bit about porn if you would.
Yeah, porn's just one of those things. Porn and I have had a relationship for so long. It's hard to really bring down into an hour and a half long discussion about it.
Are you a self-loathing porn watcher?
No.
No?
No. But I do. But as I get older, I do watch porn, and I think to myself, like, who is this really for? Because this is, I mean, it's obviously geared mostly toward like 99% guys, right?
Sure.
You look at it, you're like, is this like, what is the fascination with it, right? Because it's not real. It's clearly not real. Like, no, there's a formula to every single porn you've ever watched, whether you know it or not. There is a formula.
The pizza needs to be paid for, but they don't have money.
Guy sitting on the couch, the stepsister walks in. Oh, we
Just
can't
a shadowy
do this.
triumvirate with hoods on. The pizza must be paid for.
How will you pay for this pizza?
But the more and more I look at it, I'm like, shouldn't we demand more out of our porn?
I mean,
You know, why does that have to be formulaic? Why does that have to be like a Hollywood like rom-com where it's like, I know they're gonna get together at the end, and then he's gonna blow on her face.
counterpoint. Hasn't porn sort of pushed all of the technology of the home video industry forward?
It has. I mean, one could make that argument.
And
I
so it's
suppose.
done a lot of good, I guess, in that way.
I'm not saying it's bad. I
No.
don't think it's bad. I just
No, it's
think that
definitely not bad.
lately, as your access to this stuff is like unfettered, unblocked in any way, shape, or form, you just see a lot more of it, and you're like, there are just commonalities to porn. Most porn is clearly geared toward guys, obviously. And it's geared toward guys who don't have an understanding of reality of what sex is. And so I guess that's what I
Like
have
Greg.
an issue with. Well, no, Greg doesn't have an understanding of reality, period.
Right, that's true.
Period.
That's a good point.
I think my
Case in point.
1960s Batman porno parody I watched was quite accurate to the source material.
That's hot. Just link me with that. No, I don't know. Just lately, that's been occurring to me. I'm sure I'll go back into the fray once more.
I don't think you've left, Nick. You're saying these
Back
things.
into the breach.
Yeah.
Once
Once
the breach,
more.
dear friends.
Yeah, no.
Sleep well, my brothers.
You
Before we
say
ride at dawn.
you say demand more of porn. I say we should demand less of it.
You think so?
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't need all that filler stuff. I mean,
Like-
we're getting that. At this point, porn might as well be
YouTube clips.
YouTube.
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah,
clips,
it's
and we're getting
just-
personalities. I'm getting vlogs out of this shit
you know
now.
what?
It's ridiculous.
My thing is I begin to feel about it sort of the way I felt like when I first played like Shenmue back in the day.
Okay.
When I played Shenmue back in the day, I was like, I didn't get as into it as my friends got into it, even though I was like the hugest. I was like waiting for this game. I wanted this game so badly. I was the biggest Dreamcast fanboy. And then I started playing it. And I was like, why am I driving this forklift and like sweeping the dojo and whatever? Like, I have actual laundry that needs to be done. You know what I mean? You get to this point where you're watching a lot of porn and you go, man, I could be like washing the dishes, talking to real people,
Or having sex with my real wife.
sex with my real wife.
But,
I'll
you know.
hit
Why
that
am I
point
doing
yet.
this?
No, Tim's not at that point.
Yeah,
yet.
no. Mm-mm.
And that's who the hell Anthony Carboni is.
Mostly porn.
Yeah.
If I want people to walk away with one thing to describe, like when they walk away and they go, I didn't know who Anthony Carboni was. Isn't he that porn guy that was on Kind of Funny?
It's like what Kevin. We want everyone to know Kevin's a prolific eater,
Yeah.
right,
He
Kevin?
really is. It's beautiful. It's your strong suit, Kevin.
We all need to walk away with disappointing
Listen to it.
superlatives from this episode. I
Exactly.
think.
I'm sure we're on our way.